awesome.
Don't worry about smoke, it just means it's going to blow up. No, that's a little steam hitting the hot engine. I mean, a little water hitting the hot engine making steam.
Okay.
Okay, everybody doing all right?
Awesome.
No, you weren't paying attention, were you? There you go. Okay, young lady. That'll be enough of that. Anyway, where are you guys from?
We're from Los Angeles.
Los Angeles? Denver. Okay. Two very different places.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah, I had two girls yesterday from the LA area. One was a CSI investigator.
Oh, that's cool.
The other one was a 911 dispatcher, and they were both friends. Guess how they met, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, here we are in a typical South Central Alaska boreal forest. We got lots of the birch trees you see all around you. We got willows, alders, aspens, and two kinds of spruce. Mainly the white spruce in here. We do have a couple black spruce. And then we got all these other plants, and we got some berries. You guys sort of missed the berry train. The berries are all petered out by now, but we had a good crop this year. We had, you might have noticed those little red berries along the trail. Yeah. Those are the low bush cranberries. They're not ready to pick yet. As well are the high bush cranberries. You'll see them all over the place. We usually pick those right after the first frost, which is usually late August or early September. The other berries we had lots of, we had the watermelon berries. You guys probably never heard of those. Anyway, they're pretty native to this area. They grow as far south as Northern California, but they also grow in Washington, Oregon, British Columbia, and of course Alaska. It's one of the more plentiful berries out here. And it's a little red berry, real plump, real juicy, got little seeds in it, tastes just like a watermelon. So hence it calls it the watermelon berry plant. The plant's actually called twisted stem, but I haven't heard anybody call it that. Call it the watermelon berry plant. The other berry we had a lot of this year were raspberries. But again, they're all gone, so sorry. The one thing I will let you try today, you guys heard of rose hips? Okay, we've got fresh rose hips out here. Lots of them. It starts out in the spring with a really pretty pink flower, and the petals quickly fall off, and then you have that little bulb underneath there. It starts out green, orange, then red, and then dark red. And you squeeze it, and this little orange jelly comes out. It tastes like a plum, and it's got 3 times the vitamin C of an orange, so it's real good for you. Okay, so we'll get to try some of those today. Okay, and then all these other plants. I'm reading a book called Alaska Wilderness Medicines, and just about every plant out here has a medicinal value to the natives. They'll turn into tonics and potions and teas to cure all your everyday ailments, like insomnia, arthritis, headache, diabetes, you name it. They got something for everything. It's pretty amazing. Okay, the other thing we harvest in the spring and eat, you see the fern plants around you. That's called the shield fern. We got one other fern plant out here called the ostrich tail fern. They both produce the fiddleheads. When those first pop out of the ground in the spring, they're all curled up, tightly packed. Snip them off, saute them in a little butter, and it tastes like a mild asparagus. And they're real good for you. They're real rich in potassium and vitamin C, so they're good for you. You can come out in the spring and get them. They're only available for a few weeks because once the plant gets too high and starts to unfurl, it starts to become toxic. And I'm not saying it would kill you, but it'll probably upset your stomach. So again, when they're only about that high, we come out here and get them. We have Oriental families that will come out from Anchorage and spend the day out here picking garbage bags full of them so they can pickle them and can them and freeze them so they have them for the whole year. But they're pretty tasty there. Okay, enough about the plants. I'm sure we'll talk about this tree here. See the big bump on the bottom of the birch tree there? That's called a burl. It's a disease in the tree. It doesn't really hurt the tree, but it causes that big abscess to form. And what's neat about it is the wood grain in it goes crazy and makes all kinds of wild designs. So if you've seen a real figured tabletop or a dashboard in the car, maybe even a cigar box with real gnarly grain wood, that's where that comes from. Okay, look about 10 feet up on the tree there, see a black blob up there. That's a fungus growing in the birch tree called chaga. It's a member of the mushroom family. It is a fungus, but it's as hard as wood. You need a saw to remove it. But for a couple thousand years, cultures all around the world have been harvesting that and making a tea, and that tea is just off the charts with antioxidants. I'll give you an example. The ORAC scale, which measures antioxidants in foods, you got blueberries is about a 24, pomegranates is like a 110. This is over 1100. It gives you, that's how strong this stuff is. They did studies in 1998 in Poland, showed it stopped the growth of cancer cells. I'm not saying it cured cancer, but it stopped it from advancing. That's how powerful this stuff is. Okay, the Chinese call it the king of plants, and knowing how many plants they use in their medicines, that's saying quite a bit. And then the Japanese call it the diamond of the forest. So if you're interested, when you get home, you want to look it up, you'll see all kinds of information on it. Just do a search for chaga. C-H-A-G-A. It's spelled just like it sounds. Okay, we're going to continue on here. I'll be looking for some good rose hips. If I see some, we'll stop and try one of those. Other than that, we'll be making one more stop in the woods. I'll tell you all about the moose and a couple other things in that area. And then we're going to get down to Rapidu Creek, where we will tell you about the salmon. We'll talk about bears a little bit. And then from there on out, the trails are quite a bit smoother the last 2/3 of the tour. And we head down towards the beach down there. You'll notice the landscape will change because the whole forest floor over there used to be a river bottom. So it's nice smooth trails, and you got different vegetation, a whole different look over there. Okay? Any questions? All right, start them up. We'll keep going here. Remember, turn your key. Make sure you're in neutral. Press your button.
Sorry. Wasn't on purpose.